Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. I just wanted to quickly talk about the PRS SE Silver Sky that's now going to be available in a Lefty. There's a brand new Lefty available from PRS. Who would have thought, right? It's crazy. So I've been thinking about this for a few days, and I wanted to talk about not only the guitar from my own perspective, checking out the right-handed one, as I am a southpaw, but I also want to talk about why this is a no-brainer for guitar companies. You know, PRS have only offered one left-handed PRS SE. Now, I'll give PRS credit. They have released quite a number of really great USA-made PRS guitars, but they're super expensive. They're one of the few companies that will make nice lefties in their high-end range and then give us one model as a lefty in their budget range, which I think is insane. Not everyone wants to go out and buy their high-end guitars, me included. Look, I love their guitars. I think they're quite beautiful. I fell in love with a red PRS Custom 24 when I was at Jerry's Lefty Guitars a couple of years ago, and that thing was phenomenal. I should have bought that. But anyway, I've got a Custom 24 PRS SE, and I love it. And at the time of me buying that, it was the only model and the only color available. Now, they've since released more colors in the new Indonesian factory release of that particular guitar for lefties, but there's never another option, which is crazy. Now, I'm going to talk about why this is insane from just a guitar sales standpoint. So as of right now, there's more left-handed people in the world than ever before. It's not discouraged like it used to be back in the day. There's more left-handed specialty guitar shops in the world than ever before. And I see lefties everywhere. There were 3 left-handed guitar players at the jam night just a few nights ago, which made up more than 10% of the people participating in the jam. So that gives you some perspective from an actual lefty who sees other people play. Now, while this may vary in different parts of the world, I can tell you that I've seen more left-handed guitarists in the last 10 years than I've seen the 10 years before that. And since the range of guitars is now bigger, it gives us far more options, which I'm pretty surprised that PRS kind of never released a second option for us lefties. Now, I should preface this by saying there is a 277 left-handed guitar, but that's a baritone, and I don't consider that to be your traditional electric guitar. If you take a look at the PRS SE range, the right-handers have everything. There's so many different models and makes and colors and all that kind of stuff, and we get stuck with one. I think this is a huge step in the right direction for PRS as a business, and I'm going to explain why. Now, as a lefty, about 10 or 15 years ago, you could only get 3 Epiphones with the occasional special release, right? So there was always a red SG, a red 335, and a black Les Paul, and that was it. Now, Epiphone have since released a much wider range of left-handed guitars, so credit to them. But now we have options. There's all kinds of different models now for lefties that were never available before. But back in the day, I'd owned each and every one of those guitars at least once, but I never bought multiples of them. So when I was sort of finding my way through playing guitar, I'd try an SG, and I realized, the SG is not for me, so I sold it. Now, if you look at the graph of sales, maybe the Epiphone SG sells at a certain rate, but I'm never going to go back and buy it. And if they didn't have 3 different options, I wouldn't have purchased 3 of their guitars. I bought all of them, and I bought the 335 twice because I sold it and then bought another one back. So this can also happen, but generally speaking, I'm not going to go out and buy one model twice if it's the only model available. So I think having an option is great. Now, if we take a look at Fender, for example, I really love the fact that their higher end guitars come in a range of lefties, and I've showcased plenty of them on the channel, but they're also guilty of not providing enough really good quality sort of mid-range guitars. You've got your Player Series, but below that, you've got your classic vibes, or some might say above that. But I would love to see a much wider range in the Squire price point for lefties. I think that'd be great. You know, again, this is what it comes down to. As a lefty, I purchased the Classic Vibe 50s Tele and the 60s Strat. Now, they've made other models, but I haven't ordered them and I can't find them anywhere. So I always kind of keep this in the back of my mind, like, why would I go back and buy the same guitar again as a lefty? If that's our only option, they're just not going to sell. So I think this is a really good step for PRS. It will give southpaws, lefties, a bit more option when it comes to buying guitars. And I could see myself maybe getting my hands on one at some point, at least in a review capacity. And if you want to see me review one, tag PRS. Come on. No, you don't have to do that. I'll borrow it from a local music shop or something like that. I'll hopefully get my hands on one at some point. And just to let you know, I'm not going to fanboy over it. I think the Custom 24 might be the best produced guitar at its price point. And this Strat, I've already seen the right-handed ones. Ben helped me review it on the channel, and he's a fantastic player, so he made it sound great. But you let me know if you're excited for this particular release, and if you have a PRS SE Silver Sky as a righty, let me know your thoughts on it. I think it represents good value, great performance, all that kind of stuff at its price. But until I get my hands on it, I guess we'll see. But I know Ben loves it, and he has a USA made one as well. So yeah, the US ones we reviewed when they first came out, and it didn't seem like that much of a better guitar over any other number of sort of those higher end Fender guitars at a very similar price. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon. See ya.